Hey there, my name is Daniel, and this guy right here is Einstein, and we really love doing Spartan races. I got into Spartan last year, where the first thing I did was the Charlotte Sprint, and I about died, but I just absolutely fell in love with the sport. So since then I've been keep trying to ramp it up, so I finished a Super Beast, and then finally last year in November I finished my first Ultra, the Carolinas Ultra in Spartanburg. And from there, I realized that there's no higher distance unless I start doing a bunch of the hurricane heats. So I decided that I'm going to try competing competitively and see how far I can get in that. So my goal for this year is to qualify to run competitively at the North American Regional Championships for Spartan. So I want to go to West Virginia and compete with everyone. And I know this is going to be a huge journey as someone who just started running last year, who's trying to get in condition. I thought I would keep a video diary basically of things I'm doing for training, what I'm eating, how I'm sleeping, just stuff like that, that I can keep track of mostly for myself, but if anyone cares to watch, to share with Spartan out there, because one of the great things about Spartan is there's this great community around it. And so I'm putting this out here so you guys can just follow along with me week by week. I'm going to be covering like the exercises I do on a given week and, you know, how I'm trying to improve, shore up my weaknesses, and make it to West Virginia. So. All right, so to qualify to go to West Virginia, I need to do one of two things. I can either finish top 5 in the elite, which is the best of the best, or I can finish top 5 in my age group, which winds up being 18 to 24 right now. So I've only run one elite and no age groups, and the elite heat I ran and placed 58th. So I think that plan is probably out the window. So just looking at the races we have coming up, that means I need to finish top 5 at one of my age groups. And the only age group I've got is I'm running both the sprint and the super age group in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So I have to qualify there. The rest of the races I'm running elite. I can qualify for the elite heat in Asheville, sprint and super. And I can also qualify by doing the Washington, DC sprint elite heat. So I have to finish top 5 at one of those races right now. I have to work on my speed. I am built as a rock climber / weightlifter, so I can carry all day. I can do pretty much all of the upward obstacles, but I'm not so good at the running part. Right now, I think a lot of the emphasis is gonna be on training the running, but also getting my recovery from the other obstacles good enough that I can just keep running afterward. Hopefully one of these points soon, I'll be showing you guys how I train all of those. All right, it is currently 5:30 Monday morning, and yeah, let's do this. I just have to go take the little monster out for a potty break first, and then training officially begins. It's currently 6:01 as we are arriving down to the track just now. I want to talk a little bit about the workout today, but whenever you run, you're pretty much trying to do one of two things. You want to increase your aerobic base, which is doing long runs, which increase your endurance, or you want to just increase your speed, which usually is done by interval workout. Monday, Wednesdays are my interval days, so I'm going to be working on speed today. And per some advice by my friend who's actually qualified for nationals, I'm going to be doing 4 laps, 3 laps, 2 laps, and then 1 lap on my mile pace, which basically correlates to 2.5 miles overall of distance. So as you can see, we are getting to the track now. So yeah, I guess let's get started. All right, I'm sorry it's a little dark, but I finally done a warm-up lap and stretch, and I think we're ready to time. Oh. Not a good time at all. 6:39. I read it at 6:38 before I stopped it, but 6:39. We'll give it a rest, walk around, and then start our 3 lap time. It's 5:14. I'll have a window showing the corrected like mile pace time somewhere. Oh, all right, 3:22. So that half mile was a little slower than my first full mile pace. It's 6:44. Did that in a 1:30 pace. It said like 1:29 when I showed up. These times are a little off because I have to actually stop them. But 6-minute mile pace. That's eventually what I want to be doing all these laps at, but one day at a time. So right now I'm gonna warm up and stretch out a bit. All right guys, I just finished my run and it's a pretty good time because it's starting to rain around me. So I'm gonna start going inside to the gym, which is this big building right here. But I'm gonna finish stretching out in there, and I'm also gonna roll because on these interval days, it's really rough on your legs. But I wanted to warn you that they're always playing music on the radio in the gym over there. So for copyright reasons, I can't have any audio while I'm inside there. So I won't be able to talk to you. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the workout that we're gonna do. I'm gonna go in doing some rock climbing, and then I'm going to do a kettlebell routine where I'm supersetting some pull-ups. So really working on my back and working on the kettlebells for my carries and for going up hills. So let's get started. All right, so it's currently 8:30. I finally finished all the workouts, so I've been going for like 2.5 hours now. But I feel like I got a pretty well-rounded speed day with some good back and leg workouts. I look forward to getting a big breakfast. Then obviously I need to go home and take care of Einstein and go to work. But whenever I get back, I will probably do some spear training, and that'll be it for the day. All right, we're gonna try out the chest mount that I also got for this camera. Mostly I'm gonna use it for runs, but today I think we're gonna try out our Spartan spear throws. And this is a good chance to walk the dog too. So I'll walk you over to our spear collection. Yeah, so here are the spears that we have. The one on the left is like an old one. I also added rope to these two on the right so I can just pull them back. So I think today we're just going to practice with the one, there's probably one on the far right that has the rope on it. But yeah, so we're going to saddle the dog up and get ready to go practice throwing at some trees basically. Yeah, so we're just going out here. These are some trails near my house. And right around the bend down there, there's a pretty good spot just to set up. Hey guys, welcome to my spear range. We're literally just like out in the woods. These are some trails near my apartment. And I pretty much just have my practice spear out here. This is literally just a rake handle I bought at Lowe's. And I just didn't put anything in it because adding a spear tip isn't really useful since I don't have like hay targets anyways. But yeah, I'm just aiming for that tree. You can kind of see down the middle. And I've measured out the distance here, and this winds up being about 25 feet, which from what I can tell is the average distance of the Spartan spear. So pretty much I've just taken it. I'll try and show you a good shot. If I just line up, that would have been a hit for my book. I'm just aiming for pretty much the middle of the tree where I can see some holes. But yeah, then I'm just using my rope and pulling it back, and this is gonna be my life for the next at least half hour. All right, so we just finished doing 30 minutes of spear throws. At the very end there, I did 20 and I hit 17 of them. So that's 85%. But I definitely want to bump that up into the above 90% range.
All right, so it's now Tuesday, and I slept in a little bit since we only have a long run day. And just as a note, everything hurts. The kettlebells definitely did a number on my quads. I stretched out everything else to the point that only my calves hurt a little bit from the sprints, I guess. But my back and traps are just killing me. And oddly, my obliques, just on the side here, are not doing too hot. But luckily, it's an easy day. 5-mile run. Then we have 300 push-ups, 100 air squats, and an ab routine to do. I guess we should go make sure that someone is okay, and then after we take care of Einstein here, we'll probably go ahead and get started with the rest of the day.
All right, so I've come out here to run. As you can see here, these are kind of just out some trails near a road. If I run off this direction, and I can finish an entire loop coming back here, that's almost exactly 1.25 miles. So to do 5 miles today, I'm just gonna knock out 4 laps real quick. Oh, all right, it's 1 lap. Got 3 more, and then yeah, that's it for the running for the day. All right, that was a really good 5 miles. I'm gonna go home and take care of myself, and later tonight we're gonna finish all of the Tuesday workouts that we have.
So all that's left for today is I'm going to do a pretty basic routine. I'm gonna do 100 push-ups, 100 air squats, 100 push-ups, a 12-minute ab routine, and then 100 push-ups. The main hindrance is gonna be whether or not this guy decides to interfere. So yeah, knock it out and then Tuesday's done. All right, so after trying one set with the dog getting in the way, he has promptly been thrown in the break. But yeah, we'll get back to the workout if you let him go. All right, that was a good, just quick workout. No big deal. But yeah, I think we're about to release the monster back out and time to get some dinner. All right, so now it's Wednesday. We're gonna do some speed work and then just go to the gym, work on a few general workouts.
All right, I decided to sleep in a little bit to get a full 8 hours of sleep. So as you can tell, it's a little late since the sun is up already. 6 by 400 repeats. So 1 lap of the track, hard as I can, and 1 lap of the track, nice and jogging, and do that basically for 3 miles total. All right, that was 3 miles, nice and hard. now I've just got to stretch out, then we're gonna head back into the gym and do our normal routine. Yeah, so had a really good day, did some interval workouts, worked on some more climbing, and just did some general muscle stuff. I'm now gonna eat like a nice hearty lunch, and yeah, call it a day. All right, you guys know the drill at this point. It's Thursday, we're gonna do 5 miles. Let's go do this. Alrighty, I've conveniently come out here at the hottest part of the day, but I know there's a 5-mile loop that's gonna take us all the way back here that I'm fixing to do. So yeah, we're just basically gonna do 2.5 out and 2.5 back and see how that goes. That was a really rickety bridge. I don't think I'm gonna go back this way. The good news is that when I die of dehydration on this run, the GoPro will be a very accurate account of my last moments before I died of stupidity. And that's 5 miles. All right guys, we're back out here. It's Friday, one of our last 2 days of training. As you can see, we're back out here on some trails. These are actually the same trails I did the 5-mile run on Tuesday. But today we're gonna come out here. We're also doing 5 miles, but every lap, we're also gonna be adding an obstacle. So I brought some of the stuff, some of my gear with me, just so you guys can see. So this is my bucket of sand. It's a 100-pound bucket, an 80-pound sandbag, and then one of my practice spears. And so we're gonna do a lap, and then we're gonna do our bucket carry, do a lap, sandbag, do a lap, spear, do a lap, and call it even. And every single time I do an obstacle, I'm also gonna do 30 burpees. And for every spear throw I miss, I'm also gonna do another 5 burpees. I'm gonna do 6 on the spear, so we'll see how that goes. But because this is a simulation Spartan, I feel like we're missing something. It's perfect. All right, that's another successful day of training. I think the whole thing went pretty well. Ran pretty hard. The bucket carry and sandbag were actually a lot easier today than compared to last week when I did it. The only thing I'm disappointed at is in the spear throw. I only hit half of them, and that is that is less good. I think it's because I was tired, because I missed the first 3 and then I hit the last 3. So I think before I head back in, I'm gonna do some spear throws. It's starting to rain, as you can probably hear around me, but I know there's like some covered areas of trees around here. So I'm probably just gonna practice my spear a bit before calling it a day. All right, it's Sunday, and we're getting ready for the big run I've been dreading all week. We are going to do 14 miles. As you guys can see, I'm out here at a lake, and it's a 7-mile lap. So we're gonna do 2 laps in the lake, and hopefully not die on the way there. So let's get started. .45 miles left. Oh. So after looking at the time, it doesn't look like I have enough time to run another lap. Honestly, I'm feeling it pretty good anyways, so that may be it for the week. There's always another Saturday. Just keep training. That 7 miles felt good. We had some good hills. I'm pretty happy with it. So here we are at the end of the week. I feel like it was forever ago when I made the first video walking around here. I even have like whole new mounts and stuff for this camera. God, this week has been rough on my body. I thought I would have some kind of like cathartic experience at the end of the week. Like, oh hey, I made it. I've gained some knowledge. But really my body just kind of hurts. It kind of reminds me of an experience I had running with my friend Mike, where I remember, this is back before I could even really run 5 miles consistently a day. And we were out there trying to run 5. And it was actually on the same trails we were running Tuesday and Friday. I remember, so it's 4 laps. I got to the 3rd lap and I just kind of started mentally caving, like looking for the out. I finished one of the laps and I looked over and I thought I could probably take a shortcut and Mike would never know. And after wrestling with that thought for like easily 30 seconds a minute, I just kept running and finished the lap. But I was so disappointed in myself afterwards. I told Mike, like, you know, I don't know how to be a strong runner. I don't know how to work hard. It's like, I told him like, oh, I thought about quitting. And and I'll never forget what he told me afterwards. He said, everyone thinks about quitting. Everyone thinks that at some point they should just stop. He said the real test is if you will stop or not. And that's kind of what this week was. It was seeing if we were going to stop. I definitely had the thought once or twice, but I guess it just goes to show that if you want it bad enough, you can stick to it. After this week, I think I know that I definitely want it bad enough. I definitely want it bad enough.